Question is, you're the Jags. Are you taking Thibodeau or Hutchinson? Or are you trying to get some protection for
You want to know
Lawrence?
what I'm doing if I'm the Jags? I'm liquidating all access and closing that fucking that's what I'm doing if I'm the Jags, bro. Get the fuck out of here.
Shut all this shit down. I think there's definitely one that we definitely didn't expect.
I think we can say that about like the entire playoffs so far, except you called the Rams for sure.
I called the Rams. I'd be I doubt anyone expected Cincinnati to, make it to this stage, especially just make it to this stage so fast.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I mean, that second half, that defense really locked in, and Mahomes and the cast, they just couldn't do anything.
No.
Scored 3 points.
Yeah, that was a crazy second half, bro. Didn't expect
it was. And then you go into OT, you get the ball, so you're thinking that they can't even move the ball.
No, he looked a little. I don't know if it was from the rest of the half or what, but didn't he seem flustered? Did he look like off to you? Like all three of those throws he threw in the overtime period, I thought the one before his pick looked like it was about to be picked, and I was like, I don't know, he looks like out of sorts.
Yeah, I mean, just really couldn't get settled. They couldn't get open, and I mean, you got to give it to like that D line. Like they were putting pressure on them.
They're getting after it.
They really were. And I mean, that D just got exposed again.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So,
but I don't think I could put it on their D like that. You can't be scoring 3 points in the second half with that offense. Like that's just not acceptable.
Yeah, no, but you would think that at some point they can get a stop.
Yeah.
But that second half, they could not do. That D could not do anything, and they were on them the first half. So you just figure, like, even if the O doesn't do anything, that D should be able to hold them.
Do you think that last play of the second half was like the turning point?
It was. I did not like that play call at all.
Yeah, I didn't mind that they went for it, but I didn't think the play call.
No, I don't mind. I don't mind if they went for it because you figure that you're up 11. Though I do think them getting the points could have definitely been beneficial.
Yeah.
But I just felt like if you're going to go for it, it has to be a better play than that.
Yeah.
Especially because the way that he caught the ball didn't allow for him to immediately catch it and run. He had to, if I'm not mistaken, didn't he have to turn around?
Yeah, you're right, man. I totally agree.
I completely threw off the momentum and didn't allow for him to use his athleticism and speed to kind of get to the corner. So, like, the play wasn't great. And then I think the throw, which threw off his body positioning for him to be able to just get it and get to that corner quick, it just wasn't going to work.
Yeah, I totally agree. And it seemed like from that point on, like it was like all Bengals,
It was just downhill from there, bro.
Yeah. Whew. That was a crazy game. I'm happy for Burrow and the whole Cincinnati team. That's sweet because they won 4 games last year, 6 games, whatever it was.
Yeah, I mean, I mentioned this. How many games did they lose last year by 7 points or less?
Yeah, a ton.
There's like 6-7 games where they lost by a point less. So they're almost there last year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know what I mean? As far as just being competitive in these games. So
yeah, Joe Burrow's a winner, bro. I mean, if he wins this, I think he's up there with just Namath and one other dude to win the Heisman National Championship and a Super Bowl. And obviously he would have done it all in like 3 years, which would be crazy. So
yeah. I don't know who else has done it, but it's been a crazy ride. If you think about like he hasn't on a major stage lost a playoff game.
No, you're so right, bro.
That's insane to think about, bro. That's insane to think about it.
And he didn't have like a full season last year, so it's hard to even like judge that,
Yeah.
So he's just a winner, my man. It's
I'm excited. Then the other game,
Jimmy G did his thing, man. That's all.
So the question is, so he's gone. They pretty much said that he's not.
Did they?
Yeah, it's pretty much like John Lynch didn't come out and say it, but like he's not going to be there next year. That's pretty much all the reports are saying, that he's not going to be there next year. And they're really going to try to focus in on Trey Lance, which I think makes sense. But if you have to, what Jimmy can get you and what he can do, right? Yep. And you really thinking like this is the only thing that's holding us back is this one position, and it's really just this one person.
I agree, man. Because that team is solid, man, all the way around.
When they're healthy, that is a dangerous team. They can maybe use another receiver, but other than that, that's a dangerous team in this one position that they just need to get figured out.
I agree, man. And it's like, I didn't see the last possession. I was like driving home from my buddy's house, and I was just looking at the Gamecast on my ESPN app, and I saw, was it LA kicked the field goal to go up? Or were they up by a touchdown? I think it was a field goal they were up by on that last.
I think maybe a field goal. I think you're right. Yeah.
And then San Francisco got the ball back, and in my head, I was like, Jimmy G's gonna throw a pick. That was just like the first thing I thought. And then it wasn't like a stand in the pocket pick. I'll give him that, but that was still a bad play. Like you can't be doing that.
Like you got to just take it.
Yeah.
Some things you got to take the sack in that situation. And I get what he was doing or what he was trying to do with it, but just I don't.
No good, Jimmy.
No. No. But the thing was also too, like, you were waiting for that to happen with that D. That D line hadn't really, especially the
whole game.
Donald, like he didn't have much pressure on him that game.
No, it was surprising watching that because it looked like, especially the first half, I thought the Niners were having their way. I was like, wow, this is not what I expected to happen.
Yeah.
And then tide just started to shift little by little. They look that's tough, bro. Yeah, I say you got to move on. Go Trey Lance.
You have to. You got to let it go.
Yeah.
So, are you ready to make a pick?
Oh yeah, I'm going Rams for sure. And I feel bad because it's like you kind of just said, evidence has showed so far, like Joe Burrow has not wavered, and like he's just a winner. But like, I just feel like the Rams are just top to bottom a more talented team, and it's just but so were the Chiefs. So I don't know.
The top to bottom, were they though? Defensively, they're not.
Definitely not defensively. But it's not like the the Bengals. I don't even think they're like an elite team. Like their offensive line is not very good. No, and their D's okay.
Their offensive line is definitely not good.
No,
which I think is going to be that right there. The trenches are going to be the key to the entire game because if they give up 9 sacks to the Rams.
Yeah, it's over.
That game is they're gonna get blown out. And the pressure that you can get from Donald and Miller and Floyd, like,
yeah, I'm going Rams for sure. I think like 2-score game, to be honest with you. But
you think it's gonna be a blowout?
No, just a 2-score game. I'd say like 14 points. So not like crazy, but I don't think it'll come down to the wire like every other game. So every game we've watched since the divisional round has came down to
kicks, bro.
Yeah, like
kicks
overtime.
Last play.
Yeah. So I don't know. I don't think that's the case this time.
Almost. You think about it. Almost this entire playoffs, have been decided by kickers.
Right. It's been crazy. And that Bengals kicker is a beast, man. That dude is.
Yeah, Fox. Was it Fox? Is his name?
I think so. Because he just oozes confidence, man.
Man, you got to give it to dude.
Yeah.
And it's funny because he's a small dude.
He is.
Evans. That's his name. Evans. Small dude. No, it's not. What is his name?
I thought it was
McPherson.
That's his name.
McPherson. Yeah. It's small dude, but like just got mad leg and just got mad confident.
He does. My friend made a good point because like we were waiting on like that, them to come down and kick it at the end. And he was like, if I was a field goal kicker, I probably would tell like everyone, like, don't tell me what the score is like the entire game. Like, I don't want to know like where we're at, like what the situation is, like, because that's just so much pressure to be like, okay, this is overtime to go to the Super Bowl. And I was like, that's so interesting. What if like you did that? You just shielded yourself and you're like, I don't want to know anything. Just tell me like it's time for me to go out there and kick.
But it'd be hard. This is the thing. It'd be hard for you not to know that.
Yeah, it would.
Right? Because you're only coming out for a couple of situations as a kicker. Extra points and field goals, right? But as a kicker, if you're coming in the fourth quarter,
and
it's minutes like there's nothing else that can kind of come from that, right? So you cannot avoid the situation. There's no way to avoid it. You have to take that on. There's no way to be like, don't tell me. Like you're gonna feel it because of the fans and the stands that you see the time. Like you're gonna feel that, bro.
Yeah. That's a tough position, man. That is like, it's people kind of make fun of it, but I feel like that's got to be one of the higher pressure positions to play in the NFL, man. Like I can't even imagine. It all rides on you.
It really does. We've literally seen this entire playoffs how the games have been decided by kickers.
Mm-hmm. The whole time.
Almost every single game.
Yep.
So
been a great postseason, man.
It's been phenomenal. It really has been phenomenal, and I'm excited for this for the Super Bowl. By the way, have you looked at tickets?
Yeah, I have. It's insane.
$5,000 to go up there and touch God.
Yeah, it's insane.
Like that is fucking $5,000. I looked at I was like, okay, so if that's $5,000 up there, what is the down by the field?
Right, because I know lower bowl was like 14. I didn't zoom in and see like really close.
$30,000.
Ooh, yeah, that's
for insane, like that lower like VIP is $30,000, bro.
Yeah, that's so nuts, man. Like, and it's so hard to get tickets, like because those are all I'm sure like resale. Because I know like season ticket holders for every venue every year, I think they get put in like a lottery to decide if they even get the opportunity to buy them. So and I think every player playing gets a certain amount of tickets, and I'm sure
so the players get that. And then the thing too is because it has to be super weird for like Tampa Bay last year, the Rams this year, because it's your home team, but you can't sell like your normal fan base ticket, right? Because even though you're hosting it, so it's that has to be super weird. But yeah,
it is, man. Because that's not that far from me. It's like 5 hours. So I was like, let me see. And then next year it's in Arizona. So I'm like, but
better say them ducats up now.
I don't have that kind of money, bro.
You got it. I don't even know why you trying to over here act like that. You in the industry you gonna have it.
That's gonna put me into debt if I decide to go to a game like that.
It's okay.
Like you said, be sitting next to God over there, just like fucking nosebleeds.
It's okay. You young, make mistakes. You'll learn from it.
You're right. It'll pass.
YOLO.
Sell my car. That's crazy, man. Holy shit. Yeah, $30,000. That's like gross rich people just like throwing money away like that.
Just has no like just money be like to be able to just spend that. And that's like you said, it's a resale. So I'm sure that's not the cost of those tickets. I'd be very surprised, but I bet you it's not far off.
Yeah, that's a good point. Like I'd like to see like a ticket and see what the face value actually is for all these Super Bowl tickets,
because correct me if I'm wrong, SoFi kind of has like a similar style to Dallas, where like on the end zone it sits right there on the field, and it's kind of like got that loungy type of look. Am I correct?
I think so. Yeah, they got more of like a new state of the art. I think it just opened 2 years ago, 3 years ago.
Yeah, like 2 years ago. So yeah, that's one stadium between that one and the Raiders stadium. Those are two stadiums I definitely want to go visit and check out. Those look dope.
They do. They look fucking sweet. It would have been interesting if the Niners made it, because then it would have been like a home game for fucking the Niners, honestly.
Yeah, for sure. Because I mean, the way that they showed out, even at that game, it was a lot of fans.
Yeah, but then like you said, I guess that doesn't really matter because it's not like the average fan can get tickets to the Super Bowl. Like it's damn
near impossible.
Probably more often than not, it's just like all the teams, people, and I don't know. I wonder what the percentages of like the general public that actually gets into a Super Bowl game compared to all the fucking celebrities, all NFL people and
but
shit
then
like
too, I would assume that you may have celebrities that are like all grouping up and getting suites.
Yeah.
But it's again, you're also thinking about like, okay, who is going to be allowed to get a suite?
Yeah.
Right. Because you have to give like management, owners and shit like that, which the Rams have their own, so they don't have to worry about giving that out. But then you got the visiting team, and then I'm assuming like will Roger Goodell get his own, or will he go sit in with one of the own? Like it's just a lot to have to try to manage, but
man, it's gonna be crazy. I think that's cool. Yeah. It's cool that for 2 years in a row now, like we were saying last week, that there's gonna be someone that's like at their home stadium, and that's never happened ever. So
yeah. So you said 2 score. What are you thinking? What's the score?
Whew. I'm gonna go 35-21. That's what I'm going to say.
35-21.
What about you?
I am going to go 28-24. I think it's going to be a little bit closer.
Okay. Rams win?
Yeah, Rams win.
How nuts for Stafford, man. I mean, just like first year out of the shithole. And then just he played great this whole year, man. Like, hats off to him.
I wouldn't say he played great, but he had a solid year. He had a solid year.
Not like an MVP year, but
nah. But he played good enough, and he got them where they need to be. And I mean, at one, I think it just validates the selection that, or the choice that McVay made in trading Goff. And then I think it somewhat kind of validates Stafford as well, right?
Yeah, for sure.
It's like
it wasn't me, motherfucker.
I mean, you see you put something solid around me and look what happens, right? So yeah.
It was really all that team was missing too, because they have an elite defense. They had offensive weapons. It was just like they need if they had an elite quarterback to get like fire on all cylinders, and they were off to the races, bro. I mean, they lost to the Cardinals early, but they handled like the Bucks early in the season too. Like they had some big impressive wins. Like they played good basically all year. Towards the end, they kind of got shaky, but they've been really good in the postseason. Yeah. So
I'm happy for Odell too.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Just getting a chance to get out and just shine, because dude's been balling since he got there.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So just good for him to be able to get out and again kind of just prove it, like it wasn't me.
Yep. It's so cool, like to see that, and I think it should give other players hope, like Stafford, Odell, like for players in shit situations, like just hang in there, man. Like you don't know what could happen at some point. You could end up playing for a contender.
But it just sucks that you almost kind of feel like some of Odell's best years were kind of wasted. Playing for the Giants with a aged Eli Manning that really couldn't, like,
no offensive line.
And then you go to the Browns where Baker at best is an average quarterback. And again, you're thinking that it's him, and you start to see and then what's bad about it is that Odell starts to get this knock as though like he's a bad teammate, he's bad this, and it's like he's just frustrated. You know what I mean? Like he knows what he can produce and what he can provide, and he's not given any opportunity to.
Exactly. Yeah, he's a passionate player, and there's so many clips you can watch of him in like the Browns where like he was just missed, like wide open and just not getting the ball.
Didn't even get the ball.
Yeah, man. So what about Brady, man? I don't think we've even discussed that yet. That's been fucking a whirlwind.
Yeah, man.
Didn't expect that at all.
No, I would say I'm not gonna lie. I honestly think him getting hit in his chin and his lip was busted.
No, by Von Miller.
I think that point right there was like, I'm good. I think
I don't want to do this anymore.
I don't want to do this anymore. I think I'm good.
You could be
I'm
right.
Solid. I honestly think that was the point where he was just like, I don't want to do this anymore.
Yeah,
I'm getting too old.
Right. I don't blame him, man. I never understood. Obviously, none of us would, because that dude's just like a competitor like there's never has existed. But like I didn't understand, like I feel like he should have retired after last year's. Like you just won, like bro, like that's your 7th, like no one's gonna touch that, like right off into the distance, man. But it seemed like he was gonna play until he was like 45. That's how he was making it sound. And he led the league in yards this year. He could probably, did he win MVP? Did they announce?
No, they had the NFL honors in a week or something like that, or later on this week, I think. But yeah,
it's like probably between him and Rodgers, so it's just like he had a good season. It's not like it was a decline. And they almost won that game, and it's just like, wow, I was shocked. But he did, the couple days after that game, he immediately started acting like he was talking in ways I've never heard that dude talk. So that kind of gave inklings. I just mean like before they lost, I would never have thought this was his last season. So
yeah, but then also too, Tom Brady is a petty motherfucker, because that message that he sent out, and he didn't include the Patriots in that message.
Yeah,
that's some shady. That's some petty shit. And then Belichick responds, it puts all that stuff with the Patriots and me drafting you and all this stuff, right? And give him the opportunity, and then all he said was, yeah, like that's almost what his response was, like, okay, like so that whole. I guess the question is this: you're Tom Brady. Like, how long do you let that soured relationship between you and Bill Belichick? Like, how long do you live with that before you move on?
Yeah, that's a good point. And that's something where it's like we don't even know the actual circumstances behind it,
Right.
and we don't know how they are as people. Bill seems pretty stubborn. Tom seems pretty stubborn. But it seems like Bill's over it. I don't know. Like he seems like I feel like Bill's just like business. And like for him, it was like a matter of fact thing. Like he is old. We need a new quarterback. Like it's not going to continue to work. And I
Yeah.
think Brady couldn't handle that. So I don't know. I'm not sure. I don't think I can give you an answer on that. I'm just not like a confrontational person. I'm not in those kind of shoes, but like I would just already be like, fuck it. That's the past. Like who gives a shit? We won 6 Super Bowls together. So
Yeah. Oh no. I
you
think
answer that because Mo, you get pissed at people and you're like
oh,
fucking
I would
like
shut
I'm
shit
done.
down.
Yeah,
I don't
exactly.
have to say shit to you. Like you could be completely gone. I don't give a fuck. I don't ever gotta talk to you again. I would just be honest with you. But I would say it would because I think there's just so much history there, they'll eventually get over it.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it's still relatively fresh. I would say by the time, because how long do players have to be retired before they get?
I think 5 years.
So 5 years. I would say so. By that time, that he's ready, that his class will be ready to go to be elected. I would say by that time they'll find a way to kind of because I'm assuming also within that time they'll probably bring him back. They'll find a way to bring him back to New England and really try to like do the whole ceremonial thing. Maybe they have like I don't know if they have like a ring of honor that they're gonna have to do that.
Yeah, retire his
Retire his
jersey
number and all that
yeah.
shit. They're gonna have to do that. So I would assume within that time span of by him being elected to the Hall of Fame that'll happen.
I would
So
hope
I'll say within
so.
that 5 years.
You think Bill will like introduce him into the Hall of Fame or whatever that is, or do you think like no, won't happen? Yeah, I wonder who will do that.
I don't because it has to be another Hall of Famer, right?
Oh, does
Am I
it?
correct?
Okay, I don't know. I don't know anything. That's a good
I'm not
question.
sure because I wouldn't be surprised if it is. Um,
Eli
I don't
Manning.
know. Yeah, you know.
I think he'll make it. I mean, he's
you
only
think
been on
Eli will?
Yeah, he wants 2 Super Bowls. I mean,
yeah, but everything else up from that is mediocre.
yeah, you're not wrong. I mean, but he did win 2 Super Bowls against Tom Brady and the Patriots,
He
which is
did.
just like
I don't know. I don't know, bro.
No, I agree with you. I always felt like he was pretty mediocre, but I feel like he'll get
And
it.
I think that's the only thing that you can really say about Eli is that he won 2 Super Bowls.
Mm-hmm. And he played good in those games. So,
but it's very average.
Yeah, he didn't. Yeah,
I don't know. I
agree with you. I think he'll make it.
Yeah.
I don't have him up in my all-time greats list by any way.
No, and that's what I mean. Like I feel like that's what the Hall of Fame should be.
I agree, but it's not. Hall of Fame is just like pageantry. It's for both, for basketball too. It's just like I don't know. They just put people in there.
Yeah.
Same with baseball, bro. All of it. It's just politics and like who they want in there.
Baseball be on some bullshit. Yeah. Baseball really do be on some bullshit.
They do. But so does the NFL with like T.O. and, did Randy Moss make it?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Yes. But at least I feel like the one thing with basketball is that the players have it. I think they're truly like some of the best players absolutely get it. I think I've ever heard of a player not getting into into the Hall of Fame that should have been there.
I agree with you there. Definitely. Yeah. We had what's going on with all this Flores and like the lawsuit and shit like that, man? Isn't that nuts?
It is. No, I'm not gonna lie. It's not.
I'm not saying it's not called for. I just I was just not expecting this to happen. I was like, holy shit, man.
What makes it so interesting is that he's in the middle of interviewing.
I don't think he'll ever coach again. No, well, unfortunately, I think.
Well, he's in the running to be the Texans'
head
coach.
Yeah, That'd be
But
cool, but I'm just worried for him. As soon as I
I
heard
wouldn't
this,
want him. I wouldn't want to take that job.
no, I wouldn't either. Definitely
Especially
not.
Deshaun Watson. You don't even know what's supposed to happen with Deshaun Watson. You
Yeah,
got Davis Mills and Tyrod Taylor. It's just not a good. I don't.
I
I
wouldn't
mean,
either.
I get that if you want to coach or whatever, and you take that opportunity to do so, but I don't. I just don't like it. But yeah, he's in the running for it. Um, and I think he may run into a situation where he probably just end up going to college level, which I think he'd probably do great
Yeah,
at
he's a
the
good
collegiate
coach.
level. Had Harbaugh left, I wouldn't have minded if he came in,
Okay.
which I think we got to talk about that too.
Yeah, we
Uh,
definitely do.
but it's just so what is so um, frustrating is that one that Rudy rule does nothing,
Mm-hmm.
and it does nothing. It's just all for show,
I agree.
right? So one, they need to get rid of the rule because it's not doing what you think it's supposed to do. Because since the rule has been into place, there's been less.
Yeah.
There's been fewer NFL black head coaches than before. So just get rid of the rule. But then they need to find a way to hold these owners accountable. What I think would be an ideal situation, though I don't think it would ever happen because those conversations are so tight, is it would be great if during those interviews there was an NFL official that were there in those interviews
Mm-hmm.
and could sit in on the conversation
Yeah.
and see it, right? So that way you knew as the NFL, you could actually see how these interviews are going, what's happening, what's being discussed, all of that. But that just will never happen. I don't think
Yeah.
owners would want to give up that privacy for an interview for that to happen. But I think that would be what I feel would be like an ideal situation.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that. And I definitely agree with you with the Rooney rule. I understand what they're trying to accomplish with it, but the big point I make with it is think about like how you're thinking about it psychologically as a minority candidate going into there thinking like, am I even a serious candidate or is this just like smoke and mirrors that they're just blowing smoke up my ass because they need to fucking interview a minority like, you know what I mean? Like how serious is this? And I feel like that's just a shit mind game for them to go through, like going in thinking like I might not even be really considered right now. They just are forced to fucking give me a shot, you know?
And Belichick, I mean, unfortunately, Belichick was the one that really blew this whole entire fucking thing up, right? That text that he sent that he meant to send to Dayball.
Old
No,
Bill's
not
probably
Dayball.
like,
Was it Dayball or
Jesus.
McDaniels? It was McDaniels, right? It was McDaniels, I think.
Hmm.
Either way, you know what I mean? Like in the Giants are saying, well, it was just a matter of his opinion.
No, it was the ball, yeah.
It was
yeah.
Dayball. Okay,
yeah.
it was Dayball. So one thing is that like how does like if this is a matter of opinion, how would he even know?
Yeah.
If you haven't said something.
Correct.
Right?
Yeah. It's weird.
Like he shouldn't know.
But he does.
But he does.
Yeah. That was weird too. That was my first thought. I was like, hold on a minute. Like, so hang on. He knew already, like Bill Belichick already knows who the next coach of the Giants is. Like that was pretty wild.
Right. So that's why it's like you can put that out there and you can say that, but he wouldn't have an opinion unless he had got some information.
Yeah. Oh, he knew.
Right. He clearly knew.
His cover up afterwards was so funny, bro. He was like, oh, like misread, thought this was the ball. My apologies. BB.
So and Stephen A. Smith brought up a really good point about it is that like you always see like these cultures coming from these coaching trees, right? You got the Shanahan tree, you got the Belichick tree, you have who else has a tree? It's like a lot of those coaches who were working at Washington and and it's always a thing where like these trees never seem to have any black coaches within those trees.
Yeah, you're not wrong there. Other than like Bruce Arians and like the Chiefs, yeah.
But I'm talking about like these trees that like have these very
Yeah.
sought after type of like
Like the
coaches, right?
Shanahans and stuff
Like
like
that
that.
Shanahan, that like it never seems to really have. I mean, Flores was probably maybe one,
Mm-hmm.
and then I think Gerard Mayo is another one that kind of come from the Belichick tree. But other than that, like that's really it, right?
Yep.
And it's so. And Stephen A. Smith said just like they don't seem to have any black friends.
Yeah. You're not wrong.
It's like how is it? How is it that a league that is historically been around at least 70% black not have it to where you have more than one head football coach that's black? You only have 3 total minority head coaches in the league: Tomlin, uh, Salah, and Rivera.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. And then you only got one minority owner in Khan for the Jaguars.
Yep. It's a white monopoly, my man.
And so something has to change.
But like how, that's the thing. Like I like your idea with the official. And it's just, I think a lot of it too is like it's been going on so long that like they have like a coaching pool now, right? Of like people that get fired or like, if they don't make it every year. And like an NFL team wants to bring in a former head coach. That seems like that's what happens more often than not. But it's been so long of like mainly white candidates that it's like that's the pool. And like it doesn't seem like anyone wants to take a chance and bring on like a minority.
You even look at it too with the oh my goodness, with the Saban tree.
Mm-hmm.
Look how many coaches' lives have been saved by Saban.
Yeah, a ton.
He's never had, and correct me if I'm wrong, I don't think he's ever had a black head coordinator.
Oh, I have no idea.
Either defensively or offensively. But how many coaches have left went to go coach elsewhere in college or in the NFL?
Wouldn't doubt it. Yeah, that's really.
I think it's just, the rule has to be just completely thrown out. It's not doing anything at all. It's just it's just literally creating a clusterfuck for no reason. And they have to find a way to hold these owners accountable.
I think there's, was it like 8 or 9 head coaching gigs open this season?
Yeah,
I think 5 or 6 have been filled or something like that.
Been 5 so far, and so it's only 2 left. I think it's Houston and
Dolphins and the Saints.
Okay, yeah. So,
yeah, I don't know, my man. It's so it'll be interesting. But even if like a couple of those, which would be highly unlikely if 2 of them were minority owners and their minority coaches were hired on those 3 that are remaining, then there'd still only be 3 in the league because Tomlin's the only active one right now, right?
As far as black coaches, yeah.
Yeah. And then I think Anthony Lynn's getting hired as a assistant somewhere.
Yeah, he's getting hired as a head coordinator. Flores is probably his only option. His only choice is probably going to be in Houston, which I don't think would be a bad choice. So even outside of the interview piece, I want to know about this whole incentivizing losing.
Yeah, that was wild too.
That makes it even worse.
Yeah, how do you fire him?
About this? I think they had just a difference in opinions in regards to that. But this is what I find interesting, right? So you hire a black coach. He's done pretty well since he's been there. But you want to get a better what's name, so you pay him to lose. That only adds fuel to the fire in regards to why potentially a coach may not get selected for a role.
Mm-hmm.
Because oftentimes, what does a coach have to fall back on?
Not much, bro.
Their win-loss record.
Yeah.
Right? So Brian Flores, if nothing else, he can say, look, this was my record, he has a winning record with a team that was not the greatest, but he was able to get them to achieve certain things and was on the, close to making the playoffs this year, started out 0-8 and still almost damn near was in the playoff picture until like the last game of the season.
Yep.
So the dude can coach his ass off. Um, but you're incentivizing losing when all of a coach really has to fall on, if nothing else, is their win-loss record.
Yes, that's a good point, man.
You know what I mean? And now you're trying to pay a coach to lose.
Yeah, that's insane. Absolutely, like lunacy.
And then you add that racial component to it, it really just like make you be like, bro, what the fuck? So
yeah,
I really want to
know.
I really want to know what's gonna happen. Hugh Jackson says he's got receipts. And so I'm ready to see it.
Oh, like he took it, like, and was getting paid to lose?
No, he was saying like he has proof that he was like being asked to lose games and them trying to pay him for it.
Wow.
So if that gets released, that's going to really just shake some shit up, bro.
Yeah, what a weird year for the NFL, man. There's been some crazy shit with like coaches and corporate.
Yeah, it's
like Gruden. Forgot about that. You know,
yeah, Gruden, that whole situation. And you know what's the thing is that everybody wants to try to put a lot of this on Goodell, but he has no control over that.
No, it has nothing to do with him.
You know what I mean? It's literally the owners. He really is like the owners own him.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like he pretty much does what the owners ask for him to do.
Yep.
So he has no say in that.
Yeah, and it's one of those like, but I mean, I guess he is part of. I mean, he'll be in charge of like whatever the investigation process is, right? As far as like how this is going to go down. And I don't know if like suing them, is that in like federal court or is that just like handled internally with the NFL? Like, I don't know how like that type of shit.
I do not know, but I mean, just kudos for Brian Flores to kind of want to stand up for himself. It's just going to make. I mean, he understood when he interviewed with Greeny that he understands what he's doing, and he's kind of this, is almost like a sacrificial lamb in a sense.
Yep.
In regards to this, so
yeah, I'm scared for him, man. I it's not right because he's a good coach, but I just when I heard about it, I was like, I don't think we're gonna see him coach now because that just puts it in an awkward situation now for because
he may not, man. Yeah, he may not come into the NFL again, but if he doesn't, I'd be highly surprised if he's not able to go and coach at a Power 5 school.
Yeah, I'd hope so. Yeah, we got to bring up Harbaugh, man, because he's lucky. I was ready to fucking roast him this week, so I'm glad that he decided to stay because what a cheese dick move that would have been, you motherfucker, to have one good season and then fucking.
It is like peace out.
Yeah, I would have.
So this is the thing. One to kind of leave things hanging in limbo like that was fucked up.
Yeah, that wasn't cool. The whole thing, I was thinking that before we started this pod, bro. I was sitting there thinking about it again because I read the article where it was like he told them that no matter what, he's going to stay with Michigan and they won't have to worry about this happening again. And I was like, yeah, that was a fuck situation. Like even taking the interview, it's like just opening the door for them to be like, what the fuck?
Well, and I think he may just fall back on the fact that the GM was the same GM that he was at with the Niners.
Yeah.
So that may have been why he kind of took the interview, but still, like there's a better way to do it. Yeah. It just didn't. It didn't look right. Didn't feel right. It was just a fuck situation, and he could have handled that a lot better, bro.
Yeah. Again, I'm just glad he stayed because that would have been like, I would have not liked that. That would have just
it would have been so shitty. I mean, hopefully, shit hasn't. I want to know how the players are feeling. If shit's become soured with them at all.
Ooh, that's a good point too.
You know what I mean? Because it's
especially
like
people he was recruiting.
Players, yeah, like they made commitments to him. So yeah.
I don't know, my man. That was a very weird situation. I agree with you. That could have been handled way differently. I don't understand. Yeah, I guess maybe out of respect for the guy, if you worked with him before, but like if you knew in your heart you were staying, there'd be no reason to take that interview. So I have to assume he was at least contemplating it, He
had to be.
Yeah.
He legit had to be, bro. Because they were even saying that he had to go in and convince them right? And I guess it just didn't happen.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why he didn't come out of there with the offer when he left. So once he didn't get the offer, he was like, all right, well, let me go take my ass back to where I'm wanted.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So
I
like
didn't
that's
know
just
that.
kind of that's where shit just kind of gets spicy. Was like he was really going for it, and they were like, "This ain't nah. I don't think this is it."
All right. Well, then fuck him still. That's crazy, bro.
So, but again, it just comes back to like, who would you get for that role?
For Michigan or
Yeah. Let's say
yeah, I
Harbaugh
don't
had got
know.
that. Like, who would you get?
Yeah, like you said, Flores wouldn't be bad.
I would love to have Flores in that role. I'm in dead ass. I thought he come to me. I think he would be a great coach.
Yeah, I agree.
Um, but like to think you like Harbaugh. Honestly, you think about his time here. He's had what three at least. What he had four seasons where he had at least 10 wins.
Mm-hmm.
He's only had one losing season. That was last year with COVID.
Mm-hmm.
Other than that, he's gotten at least 8 wins
Yeah,
in almost every season. So it's not like he's been bad. They've been winning.
yeah. No,
They
I think
haven't
we
been
talked about this.
consistently.
We talked about this forever, man. I remember us talking about this with Javon back last year. Like it's like, and that's a good point. He's never had like overall, it hasn't been bad. It's just like for the Michigan, expectation. It's U of M. You know what I mean? Like he hasn't achieved that. Like this was his first year that I look at, and I was like, that was a good year. Like I got to give him credit. Other than that, he's lost to Ohio State every other year. They haven't. I don't know how many bowl games they won. Had they won any in his time there? So it's like that's where I look at it because Michigan is just considered like a historically great organization, and you're a fan and you work there, so you should tell me. But it's like I feel like you guys expect more than just like, all right, we won 8 or 9 games. Like it's like no, you want like to win.
I mean, you want to consistently be. I think the thing with Michigan is that you consistently either want to be in this CFP or in one of those New Year's Six bowl games.
Yeah,
like that's the goal every year, right?
Yep.
And to win the game.
Yep.
Because the thing is that like, especially for Michigan, that's where they make a shit ton of money.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Me working in development like that, and development is nothing about just donors giving back to the school. Mm-hmm. Well, the times when they give the most back is when the school is doing winning things.
Yeah, that makes sense.
When the football team is doing well, when the basketball team, like when those things happen, donors get excited and they want to give back.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So it's just really it's really intriguing. But we'll really see what happens. We'll really see what happens come next year and how these players respond, or even if they, some players may not stay, even though the majority of the players that they had already committed because he wasn't, he was busy doing that interview during National Signing Day.
Yeah.
But a lot of the players had already committed and everything, so I don't think that was that big of a deal. But yeah, we'll see. And plus, the only thing we don't know is he could have already told his players and everything, like, I'm just gonna go here, see what it's about, and come back. So that's the piece that we don't know. He could have just easily told them. So
yeah. Okay, back to the NFL real quick.
Yeah,
what do you think's up with Aaron Rodgers, bro? Did you hear he bought land in Tennessee?
I did not know that.
They don't know if it's property or a house or what, but he definitely just bought property in Tennessee.
So you think he may go to he ain't going to the fucking Titans, bro.
I think it'd be a good move, but I think they did come out and say that Tannehill's still their guy. I don't know why they'd say that, but like over if you couldn't get Aaron Rodgers. Yeah, right.
It's literally the same 49er situation.
Yeah. It was funny because McAfee had AJ Hawk on, who he has on regularly, and they were asking him about it. They're like, we know your boys with Aaron, like what's up with this property? And he was like, I don't know anything that you guys don't know. So like it was interesting to kind of hear them kind of go after him, like tell us. And he's like, I don't know. Could be property, could be a house. We don't know. So, but I don't know. Where do you think he's going to end up, my man? I don't think he stays, but that's an article I read today. They're like, will he stay one more year? And I'm like, it just doesn't seem like that's going to be what happens. But
so then it's like, okay, what's the possible places he could go that makes sense? Right?
Yeah.
San Francisco could be an option.
Yeah.
Which would be fucking insane.
That would be nuts.
they would definitely have to jump up and be in Super Bowl like title favorites next
Yep.
year. Tennessee potentially is an option.
Mm-hmm.
You think about with Brown.
They're saying Denver too.
The thing I'm not sure about Denver is, I mean, they got Jerry Jeudy, but then who do they have outside of that?
Not much. Yeah, they have a good D, but yeah, their offense is lacking. I do see, and this is all hearsay and speculation. I'm sure they don't actually know, but people are also floating out there that he might want to see if they can do like a package and him bring like Devontae wherever he goes.
Packers are not about to let both of them ride.
Yeah, I wouldn't think so. But I don't think they have a choice with Aaron. He's a free agent now, right? Or is he not? Did he sign?
I don't think that he is a free agent.
That's crazy.
Hold on. Let me.
He didn't sign another extension this year, did he? That wouldn't have made any sense because, like, the thing was, the narrative last year was like, okay, he requested a trade. They're not going to give it to him. So he's got to wait another year. I thought that was what the narrative was last year.
Let me look this up, bro. Let's look to see if I can find his contract. I think he's still under contract.
Let's see here. No, he's not.
He's not under contract.
They did restructure it last summer, and a deal a void year was added for 2023, meaning he would be available free agency and be ineligible for the franchise tag after next season. So
he's still under contract until next season.
So he's probably then never mind. He might stay, man. Like it's not because why would if you're Green Bay, like what? Unless he tells you and he's like not gonna play and he pulls like a Ben Simmons or something like that. Like what good would you get out of getting rid of Aaron Rodgers? Like he's your best shot to win. You know.
I mean, the only good that you would get out of it is that you can potentially get assets for the future, knowing that if you lose them, you're gonna lose them for nothing, right? So that's the beauty in it is that like, well, let's just get something now.
And can they even win with them? I mean, they've had two amazing seasons the last 2 years.
Done shit as it is anyway, right? So it's like, who do you? So let you be the GM of the Packers. You trade Aaron Rodgers.
What had to be a haul?
Who do you try to go get?
Yeah.
Who do you try to go get?
Yeah, and that's the thing. It's like if you're trading them, it'd have to be something like either 3 first-round picks and like a decent quarterback, or like it's got to be like a star, or like, you know, even if it's not a quarterback, it's got to be some stars at another position and probably picks on top of that. Like it's Aaron Rodgers, bro. Like and like even though he's older, what is he, probably like 36, 37 now?
38.
Holy shit. I mean, we just saw Brady at 41,
Dude
42.
He's been balling, bro. He's been balling.
Yeah. So I would like to think you're still getting 3 probably good years out of Rodgers, assuming that he's going to stay healthy. And I think he will. It'd have to be a haul. It would like, if it's not another amazing quarterback back, it's got to be like 3 first-round, like the Lions for Stafford type trade, you know, like it's got to be something like that, like 3 first-round picks and a replacement QB.
Okay.
What about you?
So hear me out. This literally just popped in my head. Granted, I don't think it's going to happen, but this just popped in my head. Would you maybe try to go get Russell Wilson?
Yeah. I mean, why? That's a formidable person to put back there for what you'd be losing. Yeah. Would Aaron want to go? Well, I guess it's not his choice. He's not a free agent. So
I mean, I don't see why he wouldn't want to. You know, Pete Carroll's a solid coach. You know what I mean? Then
their team is just dog shit now, though, bro. Like it's just crazy how far.
I don't know if the team is dog shit, or you got to think because Russell Wilson was out with that finger injury that he had, and that really like hurt everything.
It did, but they just I don't know. Their offensive line, they just
got to get better. They got to get better defensively, and they got to work on that O-line.
Yeah,
but I think that those are things that you can do in the free agency. They just got to make some better.
I'm sure Rodgers would love Metcalf and Lockett. Like that's what
I mean. Like you want at least he can go somewhere where he's got options. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? He's got players that he can throw the ball to and really unleash some shit. So
yeah. I don't know. If Peyton was still there and they had cap space, I'd say Rodgers would probably want to go to New Orleans. That'd be a good fucking spot. But now that's
Yeah,
blown up. So like
that
no one's
has
gonna want
blown
to.
up. That
Yeah.
has. I mean, what if
Yeah.
he? I mean, there is an opening at a team down south.
See, that's true too. We haven't even talked about that, bro. Like what's gonna happen with the Bucks now? Because that's still a top 10 team. You know what I mean? Like so wow, that might be right there, honestly. Like if I was Aaron, I'd probably want to go there.
That would be.
You just saw them win a Super Bowl like 2 years prior. Like the team's still young defensively, good O line. They got Mike Evans. Again, it changed everything when we just looked that up. Though I didn't even realize he's still not even a free agent. He is. I don't know. He's kind of. I can't see because you got the background.
Show up in this what's the day?
You got to put it over your face.
It's not showing. Damn it! Let me take this filter off real quick. I gotta show. I just gotta show this. Oh my goodness!
Like negotiating, writing on the piece of paper. Slide that bitch right over.
All right.
Let's see it.
This is specifically just for you.
Back to the Bucks. I'm all for that. I don't even know what his situation is. Is he still with the Saints? Like I don't.
No, you're free agent. So remember, he only had that.
See ya.
Brought it back for a year, so.
Dude, I don't know. The NFC South is going to be interesting next year.
It is very, very.
Matt Ryan's got to be retiring soon. I can't believe we haven't heard an announcement about that. Like that dude's old as dust.
Come on now, don't do Matt Ryan like that.
He doesn't look good anymore, man. Like up until like not this season we're having right now, but the season before he looked okay still. This year he did not look that good, and I'm just
Matt Ryan probably the same age as he's younger than Rodgers. He's 36.
Yeah, well,
he'll still be all right. I mean, the crazy thing is like going into the next season, he's the best quarterback in the NFC South division. Like he's literally the best in that division.
Yeah,
the other option is Darnold or Cam. And
remember, like 3-4 games in the season, we thought Darnold was good. Like the whole world
was looking so good, bro.
We were like, "What the fuck?" And then he just reverted back,
blasted. I don't know what happened, but so I mean, there's definitely some options there. So we'll see. And then plus we don't know what's going to come of the draft.
No, that's a good point too. It's just crazy. My childhood quarterbacks are all gone now. Like Breeze, Brady, Roethlisberger, fucking Rivers. Like I grew up watching all those dudes, man. Now it's just all gone. All of them.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know. Is there any good quarterbacks coming out? Like that quarterback out of Pitt? I hope the Saints take him. I like that dude.
The guy from Pitt is coming out. There's a quarterback from Liberty. He's pretty good. What else? Who else is out there?
I don't know, dude. I feel like the last couple of years have been weird for quarterback. Other than obviously Trevor Lawrence was like a huge grab everyone wanted, but like the last few years, it's not been like a ton. And sometimes there's drafts where you've got like 5 that you're looking at, like, wow, these guys are all nice, you know.
But I think I feel like this is going to be a draft where one of these guys is going to surprise you.
Of course, yeah.
Right?
That's my favorite part about, the draft process. There's always a couple,
Yeah, one of these guys are definitely going to surprise you. I just don't know who it is. I mean, we'll know more, as Mel Kiper starts to roll out with his stuff. But so my question is, you're the Jags. Are you taking Thibodeau or Hutchinson? Or are you trying to get some protection for
you want to know what I'm doing if I'm the Jags? I'm liquidating all access and closing that fucking that's what I'm doing if I'm the Jags, bro. The fuck out of here.
Shut all this shit down.
Yeah, fuck that organization.
Cancel all this shit.
Oh my god, I don't know. But that's the thing, when you're that bad, who you really can't go wrong. I'd probably take Hutchinson. Like, I don't know, try to build the D line up a little bit. Like, I don't know what else to do for that organization. Like, they are just trash.
Yeah. I mean, depending on what they feel like they could get, I would want, like, if I know Lawrence is my franchise player, my first thing is to protect my franchise asset.
That's good too. Yeah.
And the dude was getting his ass kicked last year.
You're right. Like ideally, I would say at least like you got to get one formidable lineman in free agency, and then in the first or second round, draft another lineman. Like you need to shore that up somewhere. Like and then their D sucks too. They're just all around. I mean, like I don't know if they're keeping Marvin Jones is there as a receiver, right?
Yeah, Marvin Jones is there.
I don't know what happened with DJ Chark. I don't know if that guy's gone. I know they have ETN, but didn't he tear his ACL like immediately this year? I don't even think he played.
ETN was done. And so then
I don't think don't go running back because like he'll be back. Let's like give him a shot. He was really good in college. So I mean,
yeah. Let's see, who was their leading receiver this year?
Bring back Tebow. Just like
Marvin Jones was their leading receiver. Yes, they had Laviska Shenault.
Shenault played
they didn't have no big name player, and then they got Robinson as their running back.
Yeah,
who was pretty solid this year.
Yep, he's had 2 good years. Running back is not a need.
No, running back is not a need. I just think that they need a receiver that can take the top off. Like they can really kind of go do some work, which there definitely are some options there.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah,
it'll be interesting to see how that plays out, man. Did you know the Pro Bowl is going on today?
Yeah, I didn't know the Pro Bowl was going on today.
I just went on ESPN and just saw like it was given like play by play, and I saw like Hunter Renfrow caught a pass. I was like, Hunter Renfrow made the fucking Pro Bowl. I was like, okay,
yeah,
interesting.
But the AFC won 41-35.
Damn.
Yeah,
that's one that I don't really care about. Speaking of like All-Star games, though, we got to get into this NBA shit.
Before we do that, real quick.
Yeah.
So, bored over the weekend, watching like the Pro Bowl stuff, and then randomly flipped on the hockey All-Star shit.
Mm-hmm.
NHL puts on a pretty good All-Star weekend.
Oh, do they?
Show, bro. Like I watched some of the stuff. They have like a trick shot and a speed shot and all
this stuff. Speed skating too, right? Yeah.
Well, they do like I think like the fastest, what's the name? So or the fastest shot or whatever. But like they've actually put on a pretty decent show. So my goal for this year. So that's gonna give me. But I'm gonna go to a hockey game. I've never been to one.
Never
been to one.
Okay. I really enjoy playoff hockey. It's fun to watch. I've never been like a huge hockey fan. I got a lot of friends that are. It is exciting, and I really respect the sport. I mean, you look at these dudes, like they're on the like ice, like and just like how athletic you got to be, and like the coordination.
Bro, there was a dude there that was what was he? I think he was doing like the speed stick, just trying to see how fast you could shoot the puck into the goal.
Mm-hmm.
Dude was 6'6", 240.
Was that Chara? Who was it? That's fucking
I don't know. I forget, but what the fuck?
Yeah, there's some big boys on
some big ass dude on skates coming after you. I'm good.
Yeah,
I'm
man.
Good, bro.
There's some big motherfuckers over there.
Big is like, bro, you like what? I'm good. I'm good. Like I know how to ice skate some, but if it's
that's a lot. Good. That's a lot. Yeah, I'm gonna try to watch some playoff hockey this year, man. It's I don't think the Red Wings are very good this year, so I think tickets are actually pretty cheap.
They're not too bad. They got. Yeah. I mean, they have a losing record, but they're still potentially in the hunt. So we'll see what they do.
Gotcha. Yeah, the Coyotes out here suck, so I might go to a game actually out here too because it's just like it's nice when you can get those seats for like $10, man. I like that.
Yeah. So I have to check it out.
I didn't realize how bad or how I mean, I guess the record sucks, so it makes sense. But Pistons tickets are pretty cheap right now, huh? My boys went like last week and got like lower bowl for like $10 or $30 or something like that. And I was like, shit.
Yeah, I don't know. Did you get it for that cheap? I don't know if you get it back.
He said he got lower bowl, like back lower bowl for like $30. So I was like, damn.
Yeah, that don't surprise me. It's yeah. I mean, they're not good, so
no, they're not.
But
they got good young players though, man. You'd hope.
They got to build. They got to build. So that's somebody posted out this question of your Pistons. Let's say you get the number 1 pick.
Mm-hmm.
Who do you go with? Do you go with Chet Holmgren? Do you go with Panchero? Do you go with Jabari Smith? Like, who would you select?
Yeah, that's a good point. It's got to be someone that plays off Cunningham. Is Cunningham considered a point guard? Like, what is Cunningham?
Yeah, he's their point. He runs point.
So, what do you think? I feel like you got to get like an athletic 3 or something like that, or like because like Isaiah Stewart's a center, right?
Center, but he's so undersized. He's only like
Is
6'8", 6'9". He's just, you know what I mean.
yeah,
So I think so. People were trying to make this argument for Holmgren because he's legit 7 foot plus,
yeah, he is.
long, and you know he has skill.
Yeah, the
The
two of them
thing
together
is
would be
that
cool.
he looks like a grasshopper. Like he's
Yeah,
just long and lanky and thin. So it's like you feel like he's just gonna get beat up when
yeah,
he comes into the league, right?
got to
Like
put
he
that
has to
weight
put
on
some
him.
size on, and maybe he can kind of come into like a Porzingis type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I like Panchero, but he just seems to fade at times. I like Smith out of Auburn a little bit better just because he just seems more. He's more. His body is more built for it.
Mm-hmm.
He can play that stretch four and give us some height because he's 6'10" himself. And he just has some really good skill. And I think pairing him up, you think about like a pick and roll type of situation with Cade, and that could be dangerous.
So you think big man? That's
It
what
has to be.
okay.
We don't have the height not to do like the tallest guy on our team, if I'm not mistaken, is either Trey Lyles or Kelly Olynyk.
Kelly Olynyk.
And neither one of them
Yeah.
play defense, right? We need
No.
a solid center. We need the height.
No, I'm gonna agree with you there, actually. Yeah. And then like, do we still hold on to everyone like a Sadiq Bey? Will he be back next year for sure?
Sadiq Bey, he'll be going into the final year of his rookie contract. They're trying to do something with Jeremy Grant, which I don't blame them. I think he's a trade asset that you can get some draft picks for and just get some good rotational people.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm completely good with that. So it'll be interesting to see what they do. But speaking of, there's a trade that happened today with the Pacers and the Cavs.
Oh yeah.
LeVert was traded to the Cavs in return for Ricky Rubio.
That's interesting. I feel like that's a win for the Cavs.
It definitely is a win for the Cavs. Well, one I think with the Pacers is that it got LeVert's contract off him because he has
free some space.
So he has, because Rubio's contract expires after this year,
Mm-hmm.
and I think LeVert has a contract still for like another 2 or 3 years because he signed that contract with the Nets before he left.
Yep.
But then it also gives them another scoring guard, right? Like he can handle the ball, he can get his own shot, so that way it's not really, especially from a wing standpoint, not relying upon Garland to have to do all that scoring. Like you have LeVert as another option, so it's going to definitely make them real dangerous.
I like that trade.
Kind of going to the playoff. I do like that trade for the Cavs. I think it was a really nice move. And the Pacers, they're not going to make it to the playoffs anyway, so they're just trying to find a way to kind of free up some cap space.
Yeah, I like that both ways. Did you see I thought I saw on the ranking list that Cade Cunningham got put up to number 1 on the Rookie of the Year ladder.
I don't think he's going to win. I think Mobley's going to end up winning.
Yeah, he was like number 2, and like he was 1 before that. But I saw last week's like race ladder, they pushed him up. I was like, interesting.
I mean, dude's been balling. He had like 2 triple doubles, a 30-point game where he had like 8, 5, and 5. Like the dude has been balling. It's just they lose.
Yeah, it's not good.
Not
they don't
good
look
at
very
all.
good.
And talking about what else was not good, bro. The Nets are on a 7-game losing streak.
Yeah, they don't look good either, man. Well, they don't play any defense is the thing. They are completely a different team than last year. Like,
it's like since I think they said since Christmas, they have like one of the 5 worst records in the league or something like that, or it's just not very good. And then they're scoring their defense. They're giving up, I think they said around 118 points since Christmas.
Yeah, it is a good. Granted, excuse me, they're missing arguably the best player in the world, but still.
Right. And then you're part-time missing.
Yeah, Kyrie.
So, and then they also have Joe Harris, who hasn't come back from the ankle injury, so they don't know what's going on with that. LaMarcus Aldridge has been in and out of the lineup.
It's been a weird year, man.
It's been a very, very weird year. And they said like no team that has ever won a championship has ever had a 7-game losing streak.
Oh, that's not good. I mean, I don't think they're going to win this year. It just doesn't seem. At the beginning of the year, I thought differently, but now, like with the Kyrie situation, KD's injured. I don't know, man. Harden doesn't look like himself either.
I think Hart. I mean, the thing is that Hart has been the one that's been the most consistent out of anybody.
Yeah, but he's just not like. I don't know. I guess I didn't expect him to keep that up forever, but like he had like a couple years in Houston there where it was like he was scoring like 32 to
because that
35
game he
points.
had
Like,
against Sacramento.
yeah.
Did you see his stat line?
No, what did he have?
Bro, he was ass that game. Let me pull that up, bro.
I saw Russ went 1 for 10 last night. I was like, Jesus Christ, man. What the fuck are you doing out there, bro? Oh,
he
my
looked
Lord.
terrible.
Like, I can't even watch that shit, bro. That's just.
He looked terrible, bro.
God.
So James was 2 for 11 and had 4 points.
Yeah. Not
good.
good.
Like, granted, he had 7 rebounds and 12 assists, but couldn't score for shit against the Kings.
Yeah, that's insane. What the fuck's going on, man? What a weird year, bro. Like, I just
It's
like
been
all
really
around.
weird, bro.
I liked did you watch the Mavs Sixers game earlier this week? That was a really good game.
That was a really good game.
Star-studded, like Luka and Embiid both put on a show. God, I love Luka, man. Luka just does shit where you watch him and it's like he just doesn't look athletic, but he's just like his timing is just so like you can just tell he's been playing the game for so long, man. Like I love watching.
Luka's nice. I need Luka to take this shit serious. Because it becomes so easy to him that he just don't take the shit. So in the offseason, dude's not really working.
Yeah.
He's not working, right? Like if he ever came into the season ready, he'd be dangerous. But he don't.
Yeah, and that's the thing, bro. That's the difference between like because he's got that kind of like legendary talent, but it's like you need that plus the mentality of Jordan and Kobe to be like an all-time great player, bro. Like you can have talent and be like a perennial all-star and put up 30 a game, but like to be like that dude, like you also have to just be like a killer, man. You know?
Yeah.
It's just a different thing. But I love watching him. He's fun. Here, I'm gonna pull up this list.
You pulled up the all-stars?
Yeah. Uh-oh.
So so that's what's gonna be part of my question for you with this all-star list. Anybody you feel like is missing that should have been on this list? I have a couple.
Well, I thought Fred VanVleet was a little weird. He has had a good year, but I'm still thinking like, did he not play enough games? I still don't get how Dame's not on there. Like I know he may have not.
Dame hasn't played enough games, and he's still.
But he's putting up like 22. I mean, that's not good for him. But I was just like, damn, Fred VanVleet.
Yeah, I mean, they're not doing that well.
I don't know. Is there someone specifically like from what conference?
So in the East, I think there's some names that could be brought up. So one, you got to think about Tyler Hero.
Yeah,
who's been balling.
Yeah,
and then I think you also bring up 2 people playing on the same team in LaMelo and Bridges.
I'm surprised, definitely, yeah, and because Bridges is averaging like 20 a game this year, right? And LaMelo's just killing it. Yeah. And so
LaMelo's putting up 17, pretty much 17, 8 and 8, or 17, 7 and 7.
Yeah,
like dude is balling.
Yeah, and with that, it's almost just like that's similar stat line to like fucking what's his name, Andrew Wiggins. You know what I mean? Like it's like so, and he's a starter. So that is crazy.
But I think those are the only 2 that I feel. Those 3 players, as far as like on the West, I really couldn't make any arguments.
Yeah, I like these players for the most part. There's not anyone.
Yeah, I think on the East, I think there definitely could have been some. There could have been some recognition for just like Hero and like I said, Bridges or LaMelo. Like they've been balling. So,
but who's got the most? Looks like Golden State.
Yeah, they got 2. The Bulls
3.
have 2. Oh yeah,
they got Draymond.
They have 3.
But Draymond's not playing, right?
No, Draymond's not playing, and neither is KD. So there's definitely going to be some replacements there. So hopefully, one of those guys that I mentioned get a chance to kind of replace it. So we'll see. But it was those really it. So all right, so let's do this now.
Yep.
You play LeBron. I play KD.
Okay, LeBron goes first because he was the leading vote getter.
Yeah, he's a leading vote getter. So you go first, and then I'll go. Let's do this. Let's do our own draft pick.
You got to go Steph Curry first. That would be me.
You got to go Steph first.
Yep.
So if you go in Steph, I'm going Joel. No, I'm going Giannis.
Okay, I like that. So I would probably next. I mean, Steph's a point, but he also covers shooting. It's gonna be interesting to see how this plays out. Yeah, I'm gonna go Joel.
You Joel. All right. So if you go Joel, give me Ja.
Okay. And then I'll take Trae Young.
Damn it.
Yeah, that's a good backcourt right there. I like
It
that
is
shit.
a good backcourt. Well, then if you do that, then I got to take DeMar.
Okay.
I got to take DeMar.
And then I already took Embiid, so probably played LeBron at like the 4. I don't. That's interesting because I
So
can't.
who's left is with between
I probably take
Wiggins and
Wiggins
Jokic.
because I don't think I'm running Jokic and Embiid on the same squad. So yeah, I'm gonna take Wiggins.
All right, so I'll take Jokic.
Okay, so that's the 5. Steph
All
for
right.
me would be Steph, Trey, LeBron, Wiggins, and Embiid. And then you got Durant, Giannis.
Giannis, Ja, DeMar, and Jokic.
Okay, cool.
Feeling pretty confident. I'm not gonna lie.
And then does Durant start picking for the bench, or how does that work?
I don't know. I think it starts the same. I think it kind of goes the same.
Okay.
Who you got?
I want some shooting. I'm gonna say, yeah, I'm gonna go Booker. I like that.
Understanding that they're on the same team, I feel like it only makes sense that I have to go harder because I feel like KD would do the same thing.
Yeah, I like that. That's kind of the big reason I took Steph too, because I think LeBron took Steph first overall last year. So
yeah.
Why. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go Rudy Gobert.
Okay. I'm going to go. I'm gonna go Book.
I already took Book first.
Did you take Book?
Yeah.
Oh, you did take Book first. Let me go Levine then.
Oh, God, Levine's a good player, man. Every time I see him, I'm like, he is nice. Like, he is a nice player. Let's see. I'd probably take. This is LeBron picking, so I'm gonna say Chris Paul. That's who I'm going next.
All right, I'm gonna go Cat.
Okay. And then I'll say Jimmy Buckets.
Jimmy B.
Yeah.
Well, then I feel like I gotta do Luca.
Yeah, I was about to say. I was thinking that. I was like, how is no one taking that dude yet? I feel like I got enough size, so I'm gonna go Chris Middleton.
Middleton. All right, I'm gonna go Tatum.
Tatum is nice. And then because he's a Cleveland boy, I'll say Garland.
Garland. And then now who am I taking? I got who is left? Draymond, Mitchell,
Spider, yeah,
and Van Fleet.
Yeah.
Well, I feel like I would need to get some more size, so I'll probably go with Draymond.
Okay. And I'll take Spider. And that leaves you with Fred.
FB.
Yeah, it's gonna be a good All-Star game, man. When is it? Because this week they draft. It says February 10th.
I think it starts on like the. Let me see. Let's see if that has shown up on the.
It's not the weekend after this one, is it?
It may be. I'm just looking at the 20th.
Okay. Cool.
20th.
Nice. Yeah, it's gonna be a good one. I'm excited to watch that. It stinks KD's out of it. I always like watching KD during the All-Star game.
Yeah, it's gonna. So I'm pretty sure. Like I said, I'm pretty sure they'll throw. I'd be surprised if Hero don't get thrown in there. Somebody from. So because if it looks like there may be 2 players from the West, so Draymond is gonna be out, and then I know Gobert just came back, so he'll probably be in.
Mm-hmm.
I don't. Who do you think will replace Draymond?
It's got to be out of the West.
Got to be out of the West. Yeah.
I won't be surprised if Dame gets in there. Just because he hasn't played enough games.
He's not gonna play though. He's not gonna play.
Won't. Okay.
No, he's injured.
I didn't even know that. Okay. And it has to be a forward. Is that how that works?
I don't know if it has to be a forward. I just think that it has to
front court.
It would, and I don't think it matters. I think it just has to be a player.
Okay.
So who do you go with?
I don't know, man. Like you said, like LaMelo and Bridges come to mind, but they're in the East. Like I don't. Who in the West?
Do you go with maybe like Jaren Jackson Jr.?
Has he had a really good year? I haven't even paid attention to him.
I mean, he's putting up what is this, 17-6. I don't think that's good enough. Who do
No,
you
I don't know, dude. That's rough.
do you maybe throw AD? Yeah, I
But
don't know if you
he
can
hasn't
put AD.
played
He hasn't
like at
played
all.
really.
Yeah.
Bro, who? Porzingis?
Has he played very much? What's his
He's
stats looking like?
played. He's
I'm gonna
played.
pull this up.
He's played in
Yeah.
34 games. I mean, he's putting up 19-7. It may be Porzingis, bro.
Yeah, that's not a bad pick. I'd probably say
It may
that.
be Porzingis.
And then on the other side, probably LaMelo would get in.
I would say it'd have to be either LaMelo or Tyler Hero, bro.
Yeah. Yeah. I wouldn't be mad about either of those.
Yeah.
Sure.
So the question is sold out. Boston or Brooklyn has fell down to the 7th seed.
Mm-hmm.
And right now they'll go up against Milwaukee. Haiti's going to come back. They're going to win They're going to win games. The question is do they stay on the lower half of that bracket so they get more games with Kyrie?
I would say, yeah, definitely.
You would want to do that. So then you're, because right now the top 4 teams are the Sixers, Milwaukee, Chicago, and Miami. So let's say this potentially stays where it's at, right? Miami 1, Chicago 2, Milwaukee 3, Philly 4. Who would you want to match up with?
The only one there that like I would be extremely scared of is Milwaukee. Obviously, they're now championship like tested. Miami is a good hard team, but like they haven't. I guess they made the finals 2 years ago, but they're not. I don't know.
They just can't stay healthy.
Yeah. Who was the other? Because Philly was
Chicago.
4. That's tough, man. That's really tough because all 4 of those teams have played good. I don't know, but Philly seems kind of weak to me. Like, obviously they have Embiid, but like they've got some holes, man. And it would be if they could trade Simmons and get another star in their backcourt or something, that would change everything. But like, I'd probably say Philly is who you'd want to match up with.
I want to take on Philly, and in that way, if you win, your next matchup would be against Miami, which I think are like 2 winnable type of like, and then you'll play. You'll play Milwaukee in the finals, but I think that would probably be same.
Yeah, man. How crazy. Yeah, they could have if they stay away, like then they could have Kyrie the first 2 games of every series, which is huge. And then maybe, you got to get those wins. At least try to steal one because you're going to be away. You know what I mean? And then hope that when you take it back home, you can take both games.
Well, the thing is that you almost feel like those first 2 games, even though you're the home team, that you're the underdog.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? Like, so what's going to be interesting is when the playoffs start, right? And how those money, when it comes to gambling, how those money lines are going to change with Kyrie being out and in. That's going to be the most interesting thing during the playoffs, bro.
I totally agree with you, man. That is going to be wild. It's going to be interesting playoffs. Who do you have right now? Like when you're looking at the whole landscape of it, is there a team that you're like, I think they're front runners?
I mean, it all leads to Phoenix.
Yeah.
I mean, that team is just fucking solid.
They are, dude. And I would have said Golden State, but like Draymond being out is like interesting.
It's hurting. And then Wiseman hasn't came back yet.
Yep. So I think Phoenix, and then we might be seeing Phoenix, Milwaukee again. Honestly, that could be a possibility.
It could be. But
because I just look at those other teams like Miami and Chicago, who I like both of them, but who's guarding Giannis? Like, who's gonna stop him? You know what I mean?
Well, they got Bam on Miami.
They
did a hell of a job on him last year, and now they got PJ as well.
Yeah, that's also
so true. They got players that they can throw at them.
Yeah.
So, but be wary of the Grizzlies.
Yeah.
Because with Ja, 6? They're third in the West.
Damn.
They're third in the West right now, bro. They have the 3rd best record overall.
Okay.
That backcourt with Ja and Desmond Bane.
Yeah.
That backcourt is nasty, bro.
Yeah, they're no joke. So it's gonna be a good playoff. I'm really excited.
So yeah.
I don't really have anything as far as like fighting, bro. I know like there's another UFC event coming up soon, and I think Adesanya is fighting on it, but I don't even know who he's fighting. I think he's fighting the number 2 dude, but I don't really know the guy. And then Yeah, I know, but after that, I'm excited because I think Masvidal and Covington are fighting, and that's going to be,
Oh, really?
yeah, UFC 272, and they were boys, and now they hate each other. So it's like that'd be a good fight.
I'm gonna definitely have to buy that one. Might
I
have to pull
think
the trigger on that.
I think Kobe's going to kick his ass. So Masvidal just
Kobe is
seems like, like
Kobe
I
is
don't
nice,
know.
bro. I don't like the motherfucker, but he's nice.
No, yeah, I think he's the second best. Whatever is that middleweight that they fight at,
Yeah, I think
or
so.
I
Yeah,
think he's honestly behind Usman. He's the next best. And Masvidal he's 37 now, and he just has not looked good in his last couple fights. He looks like he's getting older, and it's just
yeah,
not there anymore. So I'm gonna say, yeah,
yeah.
that's not gonna go well. But
Oh, and
that's
I
gonna be
gotta
a
tell
good
you,
fight. I gotta watch that.
it is. It's gonna definitely.